So, what on the street is that some Latino workers are being accused of harassing their black colleagues, right? In what they call the California's largest race bias case. So, what's happening on the ground is that black people are coming up and taking these Latino workers to court because they're accusing them of throwing racial slurs towards them, calling them all sorts of words, calling them monkeys and whatnot. Imagine being in a workplace and it's not the white person you're complaining about, but a person from a fellow minority group. Okay, I don't like even using the word minority, but like someone who is a non-white person. And you would think that racism just comes from white people or white colleagues and whatnot, but you'd be surprised that sometimes racism does come from the people you least expect it, because there's some sort of anti-blackness in their communities that in the end will show itself and project itself when they're out in public. There's a girl who said the statement like, she's Dominican, but the statements like, being Latino and whatnot. You're going to see a video. She's saying how they were telling her, oh, don't go out in the sun because you get burnt, because God forbid you get darker than what you are, and things like that. So they might be like micro, they might be small, but they end up projecting themselves and they end up showing, or they end up being seen in other things. So that's pretty much it. I want you to hear some of the text that these people have to bring out and hear what black people have to say about this. Okay. Hi there, my name is Johnny Samaya. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I do not take it for granted that you clicked and you're here. Thank you so much. I hope that you are well. I hope that you are thriving. Let's dive in.
What up, y'all? Y'all see these headlines? Right? This is the biggest case. Latinos allegedly abusing black employees. They end up settling out of court. I'm going to tell you that. They settled out of court. And when they went to go interview the black employees, they said that Latino workers were calling them monkeys and waving bananas at them, and everybody in the warehouse will laugh at them. And I know y'all going to say, oh, it's not all of them. Where it was a warehouse full of them and 3 different companies. That's why this is considered one of the biggest lawsuits, biggest cases in California. Right? And look, check this out. Even the attorney said that these cases are becoming more intense and more ugly. You could pause it and read it, right? Nooses, racial slurs. Now, if this was white people doing this to black people, this would be all over the news, right? This will be national news. I just don't understand why they don't report when it's minority against minority, right? If it was white people doing this, we'll hear about this. 3 different companies, and these Latinos, Hispanics, was in cahoots with white people. You see this? They were in cahoots with white supervisors, giving the black people the most, the hardest work, the hardest labor to compete, to do, right? Now, look at this though. 171 cases been settled. Racial discrimination, not only discrimination, but treating black people differently because of their race in Southern California. 171 cases within 10 years. What? And y'all talking about solidarity.
I just want to talk about something real quick that I feel like it's not talked about enough. And y'all, please don't mind this music. These are my neighbors. It's such a strange feeling being a dark-skinned Latina, because sometimes I'm Dominican, right? Sometimes I have a hard time connecting with my culture because there are a lot of things that my culture does that I don't agree with and that I take offense to as a woman of color. So today, for example, I was at work and I was talking to a coworker that doesn't really know me well or whatever about relationships and stuff like that. He's a fair tone Dominican, so he looks more Spaniard. We all know Dominicans come in different shades and stuff like that. My whole life, I just have never been attracted to Latino men. I've always dated black men, so Africans, Haitians, Jamaicans, like that's just what I'm naturally attracted to. And so I stated that, and he responded and said, oh, maybe if I lower my pants and drag them down with my ass showing, maybe then you'll like me. What is that even supposed to mean? Like, what are you implying when it comes to black people? There has also been moments where I'm with another like fair tone Dominican and I remember one time I went to BJ's, and when we got there, she said, "Oh my God, there's so many black people around." I was like, "What are you talking about?" When I hear stuff like that, when I hear Dominicans say stuff like that, or even just any Latino country, like person, whatever, say that, like, it really pisses me the fuck off. I really hate this narrative that some Latino people look at black people this way, like there isn't black excellence and luxury classy people, classy black people, all of the above, and they just look at them like this ghetto trash, when I know that's not true. It's not true, and it really upsets me. And obviously I am of color, so I identify, I relate, and I connect more with black people because I know what it's like to be made fun of for my complexion. That happened my whole childhood, where I got made fun of because of my complexion, and I hated that. I hated getting tanned before. I would hide under the tree and I'll be like, I don't want to get tanned, and now thank God I love my complexion. But literally it's comments like that as to why I just don't connect with the Latino culture. I don't get it. It's also so frustrating because I've had black people tell me, "Oh, you want to be black so bad," and I also have had the more like fair tone Latinos tell me, "Oh, you're not a real Latina." So I feel like there's no middle ground for us dark-skinned Latina women, and it's so frustrating.
I want to talk about this post that I saw, because I saw way too many people that chose to be defensive instead of take accountability. But you know what's interesting? From every response that I saw, nobody sounded surprised. They just wanted to deflect. What about what the black community is doing right now? What about the attack on street vendors? What about the one black person that was mean to my family member? All of those are real issues, but the people that are creating harm do not represent the entire black community. Just like the problematic Latinos don't represent all of ours. We can ask for accountability together, and we should 100% expect members of our community to do better.
There is literally a video going viral right now of a Latino man calling a black man at a protest the N-word, which is literally the main point of my post. I don't care how often you go to Black Lives Matter protests. I don't care about the election. I don't care about stuff that y'all do every few years. Because every day, the usage of the N-word, even during desperate times such as these, shows how anti-black y'all are. Y'all want to sit up here and play coy and play like, oh, like y'all are being targeted, which y'all are, for y'all status, for y'all race, being immigrants, being Latino. But y'all are also trying to use that as a way to shield yourselves from any criticism that the black community may have towards you. A lot of black LA natives, Californians, hell, even the ones that are transplants, have been coming on here in droves on my For You page, in my comment section, talking about the countless interactions they have had with racist Latinos. Mexicans, Salvadorans, it does not matter. Okay? We do not want this to happen to you guys. We have nothing against the protests. I'm not even responding to the protests. We did not want this to happen. That's why we voted for Kamala Harris in the numbers that we did. Okay? But the thing is that getting up on here, telling African Americans, especially black people in general, how they have to get up and fight at a protest just to still hear the N-word, just to get maced and pepper sprayed and harassed and abused, just to go to a prison or a jail, where the very people that you are protesting for is literally going to be against you in jail. We don't want to deal with that. And something that y'all need to do is call out the lack of unity amongst Latinos. You guys are calling for black and brown coalition. There's not even a brown coalition. As a black woman from LA, who grew up on the east side, who went to Fremont High School, there is some type of animosity or beef between Salvadorians and Mexicans. Cubans voted the most for Donald Trump. You guys need to sit down as a community and confront everybody about the anti-blackness, about the anti-immigration that these people are willingly voting for. Why are Latinos getting privileges such as the right to vote just to turn around and vote against their best interests? Why are Latino men more likely to vote for Republican than Latino women? Y'all don't want to call Latino men, because then y'all will have to call out machismo culture or any type of culture that upholds them. And y'all don't want to do that because y'all uphold that culture as well. Stop running to African Americans, especially, for free labor. Why do you want African Americans to be on the front lines, getting shot, getting arrested, as if they're not just going to go to the county jail, men's central jail in LA, and have to fight a gang of Latinos and whites because it's racially segregated. Y'all don't see the irony in that?
And for the white Americans who, A, maybe don't live in a sanctuary city, or they've never actually witnessed the real interaction between the undocumented Latino community and the black African American, they're racist. They're racist. So don't let them pull on your heartstring of, oh, like they just victimless, they've been keeping their head down, they ain't bothered nobody. Nope. The reason why you don't see black people in restaurants, in doctors' offices, and all these different businesses, they want you to believe it's because black people are all just lazy and we prefer to live off the system. No, it's because a lot of black people have never been able to even get a job in their neighborhood. They've never been able to get their foot in the door. And after a while, people have to find alternatives to survive. I'm not saying I agree with that, but what I'm telling you is, there's a good reason why you see black people not working, black men not working, because of racism. Racism perpetrated on the black community by the undocumented illegal community for years. And that's why it's infuriating that some politicians locally are going to defend the people. Where the y'all have been able to discriminate against us in housing and jobs? Where the has the government been? Nothing. We've had to just with it. We've just had to add to our plate all the other segregation, oppression, and racism. We just had to take them on too. That's what the happened. So now they find themselves in a standoff with the federal government based on laws. Okay? Because no one's asking to evict anybody from the country here illegally. They know it and you know it, but they want to make you think like, oh, it's just a witch hunt. It was a witch. Y'all motherfucking witch hunting my people. I'm talking to you, Latino, undocumented community, all of y'all. Y'all know when y'all don't hire black people on motherfucking Crenshaw. Y'all know it. Y'all know black people ain't that lazy and don't want to work. How does it even make sense? How does it even make sense? It don't make sense. What they're doing is grabbing onto stereotypes and they're running with it in order to make themselves look better. And also just to show their real character. They are racist. I've been on their racist. And I've still been nice to them. I still voted on their behalf. But to see that the motherfuckers got the nerves to keep talking about black people, you can't leave the country fast enough. And eventually, Americans, y'all gonna have to rise up to this. We've already got a $45 billion budget that's going to get their asses. So why the are we gonna slow it down? Hey, Latino people, documented, illegal, descendants of illegals, you guys got a problem with racism. Somebody has to tell you all. But for whatever reason, y'all think y'all racism because it's against black people, black Americans who've been here for generations. For whatever reason, because you guys keep repeating, talking about the treatment of white people against black people for hundreds of years. For whatever reason, you think that is a good enough reason for you, A, to stay in the country, and to B, continue to make racist statements. Someone just had a whole comment about how black people were treated like trash. And if we're treated like trash, why would we want you to treat us like trash too, you dumbasses? You guys don't make sense. You guys just don't like the idea that black people don't support illegal immigration. And you can't stand it. You can't stand it because for whatever reason, in your f***ed up minds, black people should be fine with you coming across the border because you're suffering. You lack. But the minute we say no, we're not, you're just basically calling us all kinds of N-words, basically. And then you still confused? You're not confused. You're not confused. And that's my point to you all. Upon further review of your character and your behavior toward black people, I would be stupid to support you as a collective. You guys, there's no making sense with you. You want what you want. And I'm telling you, illegal immigration hurts black people first and other Americans. And as a black person, I don't support you. I don't support anybody just coming across the border and making a life here. I don't support it. And if you want to make it personal, that's a you problem. That's you. That's your home training, lack of, or your belief system into how the world should work. That's you. That's you. You know you don't have a legal reason to be here. And you understand why you're being removed. But no, you gotta make your racist statement. I hope it makes you feel better. What they say in that movie, I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. I hope you're happy. Good day.
All right, guys, we've come to the end of this episode. Thank you so much. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Do you have an experience where someone racial profiled you, or someone, said some nasty words because of your skin color? Let me know in the comment section. Yeah, guys, follow me on all my social media platforms at Johnny Samaya, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.